Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the channel. If you are new here, hands are not that bloody. And let's just do a short intro today and get right into it. I'm working on a quick black rat. I think I'm going to do red eyes because I do have today the red Sculpey Bake Shop edition. So we will be doing the red eyes on this one. And today, let's see what kind of rat the foil reveals to us today. We got one of these rats today. Okay. Today I'm gonna do a fairly quick rat. I know. It's at this point almost comical that I go into every single video thinking I'm doing a quick rat, and it ends up being an hour long rat or more. But today we're actually gonna do it. We're gonna pull off the ultimate quick rat. This is going to be serve as an ultimate quick rat guide, loose guide. I'm not going to give away all the trade secrets here, but if you watch closely, you will be able to see what's going on here, hopefully. You will be able to realize, oh, this guy is putting together a pretty quick rat. And you see I'm moving pretty quick with this one, quicker than usual. And we're just going to go ahead and start ripping right into it. Now, many people here already know what I'm doing, just based on the placements. You can already tell what kind of how this rat would do on the physical fitness test. Am I right? Comment below what you think this rat would do on the physical fitness test. And also, comment below if you took the physical fitness test in school and what presidency you took it under. I took it under Clinton and Bush. Comment below. This means comment below. And I'm sorry if I'm not yelling at you. That gesture is not a yelling gesture. I'm just saying it's excitement. The reason I'm gesturing so aggressively. Okay, so long-time viewers will know, and I'll give it away now for any new viewers. If you want to mute your screen while I tell you what kind of rat this is going to be, so you can still make your guesses, mute it in 3, 2, 1. It's going to be a fat rat. Okay. Welcome back. If you muted, leave your guesses below what kind of rat you think this is going to be if you have not figured it out yet. Okay, and we're going to just kind of clump it all together here. Start getting it kind of smoothed out, start getting it kind of shaped in. And we're going to make it up here a little bit more. Okay, let's see. There we go. Been getting a lot of new complaints about these rats lately. Just sometimes you never know where some of these complaints are going to go. They start off what almost could fool you as a compliment, and then in my country, the rats are the lowest of all forms of life. In my, back home, the rats, but they start off with, oh, that's such a beautiful animal for a rat. That's such a beautiful, and you know what? Wow. Okay, I don't know if anyone just saw that. Something very magical just happened here. Take a second, we're going to do a round of applause because something crazy just happened. Just now, I was crafting this rat's chin, double chin, triple chin, and I noticed that if you had watched any of my previous videos, you might know that I was talking about a new product line that was coming to this channel, and I guess this might be the first version of that to be unveiled, and that would be the Dead Cats line. And this is going to be the first cat in the Dead Cats line. And keep in mind, this was meant to be a rat. This was going as a rat up until the very second that I noticed it surely is not a rat. And it is indeed a cat. And you could see that because the nose was forming as a cat nose. And you might see that. You might be able to see what I mean here. The shape of that is clearly more cat-like than rat-like, unfortunately to say. But it is good because we get to test out our new product line today. And this is going to be kind of a funky looking one. So I've been thinking about this for a while now, coming out with this line, and the opportunity just hasn't fully presented itself until now, but here we are. And this is going to be the official first line in the Dead Cats. And I don't wish death on any cats or anything. You got to think of it from the perspective of the rats. The cats are the mortal enemy of the rats. So this is purely in defense of the species. And I think that actually might, now that I think about it, be the video title. But you see how clearly I can't believe that it was time for this to be unveiled, but apparently it is. So wow, folks, that was actually a shocker to me as much as it may have been to some of you who are used to seeing rats on the page, because I sure as hell did not expect that I was making my first dead cat for the day of the channel. This is the first dead cat I've ever made. I did have the idea, but the opportunity hadn't presented itself, and just now it did. And I do realize that sounds a little bit insane to many people. And I realized that. I didn't realize that originally, but then people started saying things like, you sound actually insane, etc., etc. And I don't mean it to sound insane. I'm not saying, oh, I actually see a cat actually appeared to me. What I'm saying is, the shape that I was making started to resemble a cat more than it did a rat. That's all I'm saying, folks. I'm not actually saying I'm seeing things. This isn't some tea leaves, yam yam or whatever. It's just an observation, is all it is. And since I've been making rat noses like this now, I can make the cat ears the same way. We're going to go slightly oversized on the cat ears, and we're going to place them like they were rat noses. And I do like, kind of, that the cat ears look like devil horns, because cats are, as you know, and if you're a cat lover, you're not on the right channel, because I have nothing positive to say about cats. My brother was mauled by a cat quite viciously on multiple occasions, different cats, throughout the years. I myself had a near-death experience with the cat at one point, and so I don't have much to say positive about them. Are there good cats? Sure. Sure there are. Yeah, you can find good in a cat. I'm sure you could. Are most of them by nature friendly? No. No, they're not. Get a dog. So I think I'm kind of losing my focus on the video topics lately. If anyone has any topics they'd like me to discuss, tutorials, anything like that, this is something brand new to me. You're seeing me figure this out as I'm speaking to you, but I think we got ourselves our first dead cat. And the reason why I'm calling them dead cats is because I'm going to make them appear to be dead. Because, and only because they are the mortal enemy to our beloved rats. So for this one, there's a couple little things to note. I do think that this needs to come. So I guess what I can tell you advice-wise for making a cat is just form it like you would form any face, humanoid face. And if the nose appears as a cat nose, and the double chin appears as, basically make a rat, but make the double chin, overly form the double chin. It should form the mouth of a cat. That's basically what we're working with. And then, what other advice? What I'm going to do on this one that I don't normally do is I'm going to give it 2 fangs in the front, because they are just vile creatures and they love to sink their teeth into any humanoid they can, so we're gonna bake 2 fangs out of Sculpey separately, and then we'll bake this cat after we put the fangs in, okay? And we'll come back and paint it. I'm actually going to wash my hands now, and then we'll get the eyes in there, and then we'll do the rest of the process. I'll be right back. Okay, so I am back. I'm going to make a couple very quick eyes. Should the eyes be red on it? No. I think we'll go with... I don't want to go over the top, because I really don't hate cats, folks. I just don't. I don't hate them. I just don't love them. I would say I'm very neutral toward cats. My opinions are very neutral toward cats. So we're going to give this cat a couple of decent sized eyes, not too big. Let's try that. I think this one's too big. This is a, excuse the pun, a little bit of a cat and mouse give and take chase game to get your eyeballs to be similar sizes. You see, I always either take a little bit too much, which I believe I just, yeah, a little bit too much off. So let's go half. Let's lock it in here, guys. Get focused here. Okay, that's pretty close. And I think that's... Okay, that's not good. You see that? That's not good. I don't know what that... And I think I do want to leave a little space at the top of the eye. And I do know that that eye's a little bit bigger, but I kind of actually like that. So what I'm going to do on camera here is I'll make a couple fangs that we're going to put in this rat. in this cat. I'm sorry, I got rats on the brain. It is a shame that we weren't able to bake a rat this week, but at least we will have the mortal enemy of the rat fallen in honor of the rats that did survive. And I think a little more of a curved, kind of saber tooth almost. Anyone, and again, I am always dating myself on this channel, but if anyone remembers the early Power Rangers, first Power Rangers, you will know that saber-tooth tiger. At the time, I did love big cats in the 90s. Were a very cool, hip thing. So we'll give this one. Should we give it 2 fangs, or should we just fill the whole mouth with fangs? We'll make enough fangs to fill the mouth, and then I think probably just the 2 on this one, and then since this is the first one, I think we will just give this one 2. But how am I going to get these into the mouth? I think they're going to have to actually go in, yeah, through the mouth, I think. So maybe a little bit smaller, so they can. I think I'm going to have to put actual holes in the lip to get these fangs in. Let's see how it would look with a few more fangs. This one's obviously too big. You would want a smaller fang toward the back. We'll do the 2. I like the 2. I don't know that they look aggressive enough, so we will obviously be putting a little bit of blood on there. Not for my hands, they're not bleeding that much this week, and that's not classy. Even if they were, that's not what we're doing on this channel. We will just use paint. Okay, so we'll bake all this and come back with this cat. I just almost called it a rat again. Thank you for sticking around for this long video. I know it's been quite a journey, and I know we still got a little bit. Oh, I'm sorry. We put the whiskers. I almost forgot that cats do have whiskers. Are cats whiskers on their nose? I think yes. I don't want the whiskers coming out the front, do I? I think maybe one here would be nice. Right there. I do think they go over the nose, though. Remember, we go right through. And that did not work out well on this one. So we're just going to go base of the nose, up a little smidge. We're just going to go right about here. And it's, I think it's too far from the base of the nose. I think it'll work. It's okay with the cat. It's not that big of a deal. And go one under, and we'll go one over. Okay, so that will be the cat. We'll bake that. I know it's been a journey, and I know we still got a little longer to go, etc., etc. But thank you for sticking around, and we will come back with this when it's out of the oven. Okay, guys, the moment we've been waiting for. We got this black cat out of the oven. Since this is our first cat, we're going to do very simple. Remember, these cats are deceased because they are enemies of the air, enemies of the throne. So what we're going to do, very carefully, these kind of cat-like, deceased. Pupils. Okay. Very nice, loving that. We are going to give the cats, even though in real life I don't believe the upside down cross has been misunderstood in religion. I'm not actually religious myself, but if you look up the story of the upside down cross, I believe it was done in the Bible as a sign of respect. But since in the movies it is kind of a horror, you know, it is, you see it in exorcism-based movies frequently, things of that nature. We are going to use its Hollywood kind of demonic undertones in this specific item that we're working on, because it is a cat and I do want people to be sort of unsettled when they see this, so maybe they will spay and neuter their cats. We're also going to go above and beyond here by just slightly dabbing the tiniest hint of blood on the teeth. You don't want to overdo this. You don't want people to be too alarmed, but you do want it. It is a nice detail to add there. Now, as far as the ears on this bad boy, we are again going to keep it simple. We're going to give it just a couple of white ears, nothing too crazy. And I believe cat ears, from what I remember, are just kind of boring little, yep, that's about it, just a boring little triangle. You see? Again, cats started the war. They have had more powerful allies than the rats. Except for the rare instance, you do see allies. You do see cats ally with the canine species, and that is heartwarming to see. Being both a rat and a dog person. So, give it little furry ears here. And that's really as far as I want to take this one. Possibly give it another look on the ears when it dries, but we will check that in a few minutes when it's dry. We will add the whiskers and that one will be done. Okay, very long day in the shop, working whiskers in between bakes, but we got plenty of whiskers, and we got a cat, RIP, that needs whiskers. So this cat can't hurt anybody, not just because it's a dead cat and, you know, depicted as a dead cat, but also because it is just clay, folks. So again, before we get into anything with the cat purchases, I want everyone to know that, much like the rats, the cats are not possessed. So let's not even start with complaints about the cats being possessed, because as much as I do not enjoy cats, I can tell you for certain these cats cannot hurt you. Okay, we're going to hold that in place for a little bit here. Very precise work. Okay, find a couple whiskers that are about the same size. Remember, folks, you can always cut your whiskers down to size if you gotta. If your whiskers are too big, Do not fret, you can cut them down to size. And if you get too much glue, don't be afraid to get a little bit of your dab a little bit of that glue off. Find the glue hole, that's the whisker hole, that's going to be the best fit for that specific glue scenario. And it takes a couple extra seconds, but if you have an idea of where that whisker should sit, hold that whisker in place just till that seal takes place. And you'll be much happier with your finished product, even if it is a cat. I should spare you the time on a lot of these and just kind of show you the finished product, but I want to show you the real amount of effort that we put into not only our rats, folks, not only the rats get the effort, even the cats around here do get a lot of love in the craft section on the crafting table here. So you can grab it by the bottom and just kind of find the trajectory of what you're looking for. Now this whisker might actually need to be cut down a little bit, but we can still get the trajectory started correctly. So you kind of want it to be this one wants to fight us here. That's okay. We will fight. We have no problem fighting a whisker. A million times before, will not be the first. Certainly will not be the last whisker to give us an issue. I'm sure there's a quicker way to do this, but as of right now, we're just gonna hold it in place here. Again, I apologize for taking up all your time with such ridiculous things here. And you do want that whisker to be aimed a little bit more back, I think. Actually, you don't want that whisker to be all over the place. Kind of just match it with your other whiskers. It's not the end of the world. We will be cutting these whiskers just down to size. Are way too big. But again, you should be over cutting your whiskers so you can trim your whiskers and get them where you need. Now this is where I'm running into issues. I feel like I'm having some air bubbles present themselves. See, that's how a whisker should work. Just Pop it in, finds its place, it sits in place, and then you're on to the next whisker. If it doesn't work like that, that's okay. You can just hold your whiskers until they are where you want them to be. Luckily, these two are doing pretty well here. See, those three worked out pretty well. So I think I'll just do it right now. It's not a big deal. I was gonna wait to trim the whiskers, but there we go. That's what we're looking at on that cat. Not too bad. And I do think cats might have shorter whiskers, but it does not matter. We do not care that much about the cats. So this one is done, and here's the profile. And from the front. And we will let these whiskers set, and I want to thank you for stopping in. This for 100% for certain will be for sale. For sale, this will be very easy for me to let go of. I don't mind getting rid of something like this. So if you're interested in looking at something like this, there will be a shop link somewhere in the description. And thank you for your time, and we'll go ahead and get right to the photos of this cat. Thanks again.